In a galaxy far from Earth, an alien council gathered to discuss an ancient civilization they had long believed was extinct. These aliens, known as the Zinthari, represented different species from across the universe. They were wise and powerful, but their knowledge of Earth was only a collection of myths. They spoke in low voices, their eyes wide with curiosity. 500,000 years have passed, said Nox, the council leader, his voice deep and resonant. The legends say humans were great warriors, but they disappeared without a trace. We must find out the truth. The council agreed to send a group of explorers to the last known location of Earth. As they traveled through space, excitement and anxiety filled the ship. The explorers believed they would find nothing but ruins, but the thrill of discovery drove them forward. After several weeks, they arrived at a deserted planet once home to the humans. The surface was barren with cracked soil and crumbling structures. Yet, deep below the surface, hidden from view, lay an ancient facility. It had been covered by dust and time, forgotten by the universe. "Prepare for descent," Nox ordered, pointing to a small entrance concealed by rocks. The explorers landed their ship and moved cautiously toward the entrance. As they stepped inside, the air was cool and still. Strange machines lined the walls, and the explorers felt a chill run down their spines. "Look at this!" one of the explorers shouted, pointing to a massive door. It was made of heavy metal, covered in strange symbols. Nox approached the door, brushing off the dust to reveal a control panel. With a flick of his wrist, he activated it. The door rumbled open, revealing a vast chamber filled with dormant warships, each one more impressive than the last. The ships were a mix of sleek designs and bulky frames, some with wings that seemed to stretch endlessly. The explorers were awestruck. "These must be the legendary human ships," whispered Zira, a young alien with bright eyes. "I can't believe they exist!" As the explorers examined the ships, they stumbled upon a series of control pods, each one encasing a human soldier in a deep sleep. Nox felt a mixture of excitement and caution. "We should awaken them," he said, his voice steady. "We need to know if they are still alive." The others hesitated. "What if they are hostile?" another explorer questioned. But Nox was determined. He believed that understanding the humans was essential for their survival. They carefully activated the pods, and one by one the soldiers began to wake. Their eyes fluttered open, revealing a mix of confusion and fear. The aliens stood back, watching in awe. The humans were strong and fit, clearly trained for battle. Where are we?" one soldier asked, his voice hoarse. The aliens struggled to communicate, but through gestures and expressions, they managed to convey their peaceful intentions. As the humans adjusted to their new surroundings, they started to understand the situation. "We must find a way to communicate," said Captain Adams, the leader of the human soldiers. His eyes narrowed as he took in the alien council. "Who are you?" The Zinthari introduced themselves, explaining their journey to Earth and their fascination with human history. The humans listened carefully, their expressions shifting from distrust to curiosity. "We thought we were alone," Adams said slowly. "We had no idea there were still beings out here." The room was filled with tension as both sides tried to understand each other. The aliens were amazed by the humans' resilience, and the humans were shocked to learn that their ancient civilization was still remembered. As discussions began, the Zinthari marveled at the humans' technology and their tales of the past. The humans, in turn, shared their knowledge of war and strategy, revealing their experience from countless battles. In that moment, a new connection was formed between the two species. The Zinthari realized that the legends of Earth were not just stories. They were alive, and humanity was ready to rise once more. This marked the beginning of an unexpected alliance, one that would change the course of their future forever. As they prepared to explore their newfound relationship, both sides felt a spark of hope and excitement, eager to discover what lay ahead. The chamber hummed with energy as the humans and Zinthari exchanged nervous glances. Captain Adams, a tall man with strong shoulders and sharp blue eyes, stepped forward. "We need to understand what happened to us," he said, his voice steady but filled with questions. "Why are we here, and what do you want from us?" Nox, the leader of the Zinthari, nodded, sensing the tension in the air. "We mean you no harm," he assured, his voice calm. "We are explorers and scholars. We found your ships and awakened you because we believe your knowledge is crucial to our survival. We need to know about your past." Adams glanced back at his fellow soldiers who were slowly adjusting to their new reality. They were warriors, trained to face the fiercest enemies, yet this situation was unlike anything they had encountered. "We were frozen in time," Adams explained. "We were once part of a great conflict. We fought for survival against overwhelming odds, but it seems time moved on without us." Zira, a young Zinthari with bright green skin, listened closely. "What kind of conflict?" she asked, her curiosity evident. "What did you fight against?" The humans shared stories of their past, describing wars fought on Earth and the rise and fall of empires. The tales were filled with bravery, sacrifice, and resilience. The Zinthari were captivated, their eyes wide with amazement. The humans spoke of ancient technologies and tactics that had helped them survive. As they exchanged stories, the atmosphere began to shift. The Zinthari no longer saw the humans as a threat, but as allies with valuable insights. "We have learned much from your tales," Knox said. "Your experience could help us face dangers we cannot yet understand." Adams felt a sense of camaraderie forming. "We want to help," he replied, "but we need to understand our enemies." "Who threatens you?" Knox shared their own struggles. The Zinthari were facing threats from other alien races that sought to conquer their territory. They needed strong allies to protect themselves and explore the galaxy. The humans listened intently, realizing they had much to offer. Suddenly, a loud alarm echoed through the chamber, breaking the moment of connection. Red lights flashed and a voice blared over the speakers. "Intruders detected! Intruders detected!" Panic spread among the Zinthari. Knox quickly motioned for calm. "Everyone, to your stations!" he commanded. Adams felt a rush of adrenaline. "What's happening?" he asked, readying himself for action. Knox explained that some members of the council were not pleased with the awakening of the humans. They feared humanity's power and sought to eliminate the threat before it grew. "Then we need to act quickly," Adams said, his heart racing. "Show us your defenses!" The Zinthari led the humans through the facility to a command center filled with screens displaying images of their ships in the skies above. Adams watched as alien soldiers scrambled to prepare for battle. The humans were filled with determination. This was what they were trained for. "Prepare to defend your home," Adams said, rallying his team. "We have faced worse odds before. We will fight together." The aliens looked at the humans, surprised by their confidence. The Zinthari were skilled, but they had never faced a battle like this. Adams knew the key was to blend their strategies and skills. He quickly gathered a group of both humans and Zinthari to form a battle plan. As they strategized, Adams shared his knowledge of tactics from ancient wars on Earth. "We need to anticipate their movements," he said. "If we work together, we can outsmart them." The Zinthari nodded, eager to learn. They began to formulate a plan, each side contributing ideas. Adams could see the determination in their eyes. They were no longer just two different species, they were allies united against a common enemy. The alarm continued to sound, and the urgency of their mission pressed upon them. The time for talk was over. As they prepared for battle, Adams felt a renewed sense of purpose. Humanity had returned, not just to survive, but to thrive alongside their newfound allies. With courage and unity, they prepared to face the unknown, ready to show the galaxy that they were a force to be reckoned with. The return of humanity was just the beginning of a thrilling adventure that would change everything. The alarm echoed through the command center, shaking the walls and raising tensions among the Zinthari and humans alike. As soldiers scurried to their posts, Captain Adams felt the weight of responsibility resting on his shoulders. He knew that this battle could change everything for both species. "Let's move!" Adams shouted, rallying his team. The humans and Zinthari formed a line ready to defend the chamber. Knox stood beside Adams, his green skin glimmering in the emergency lights. "We must show them our strength," he said firmly. "Let us reveal our fleet." Adams nodded, feeling a surge of pride. "Then let's do it. It's time they see what humanity is capable of." With that, Knox led the group to a massive hangar bay deep within the facility. As they approached, the doors slid open with a loud hiss, revealing a breathtaking sight. Before them stood rows of human warships, sleek and powerful, their metallic surfaces gleaming under the lights. The ships were a mix of old designs and advanced technology, standing as a testament to humanity's ingenuity and resilience. "These ships were built for war," Adams explained, his voice filled with excitement. "Each one has a history, a story of survival and strength." The Zinthari were in awe. They had only seen a few human ships before, but this was something entirely different. "This is incredible!" Zira exclaimed, her eyes wide with amazement. I can't believe you have so many, Adams smiled. We were always prepared for conflict. Now, we're ready to fight together. He motioned for the Zinthari to come closer. Let me show you the capabilities of our fleet. They climbed aboard one of the ships and Adams took the pilot's seat. The control panel lit up with a series of screens and buttons, each one ready for action. This ship is equipped with advanced weapons and shielding, he explained. We can engage the enemy from a distance or up close depending on the situation. As he activated the ship's systems, the Zinthari watched in awe. Adams demonstrated how the ship could perform complex maneuvers in the air, spinning and gliding effortlessly. Impressive, Knox said, clearly excited. Your technology is remarkable, Adams continued, but it's not just about the ships. It's about the crew. Each person on board is trained to work as a team. We've been through many battles together, and we trust each other with our lives. The Zinthari nodded, understanding the importance of unity in battle. They realized that, together, they could create an unstoppable force. We need to integrate our technologies, Zira suggested. Imagine what we could achieve if we combined our ships and weapons. Adams liked the idea. Let's do it. We can learn from each other. Together we can build a fleet that no enemy will dare challenge. The excitement in the room grew as they shared ideas and began to sketch out plans for a joint fleet. As they discussed, an alarm sounded once more. Intruders approaching, echoed the voice from the control panel. The Zinthari's faces turned serious. They've found us, Knox said. We need to prepare for battle. Adams felt a rush of adrenaline. This is it! Time to show them what we've got. He quickly organized the group into teams, assigning roles to both humans and Zinthari. They moved with purpose, each member knowing their duty. In the hangar, the ships powered up, their engines roaring to life. Adams led the charge as they climbed aboard, their hearts racing with anticipation. The Zinthari were eager to prove themselves, and the humans were ready to showcase their legendary fleet. As the hangar doors opened, they soared into the sky, the fleet emerging as a powerful symbol of unity. The aliens who threatened them appeared in the distance, a swarm of ships heading their way. Adams felt a surge of confidence as he glanced at his crew. Together we will show them our strength. The ships formed a tight formation, ready to engage the enemy. Adams communicated with his crew, each member focused and prepared for the fight ahead. The Zinthari followed Adams's lead, using their own advanced weapons alongside the humans' tactics. As they approached the enemy, the excitement in the air was electric. This was their chance to prove that humanity had not only returned, but was also ready to reclaim its place in the galaxy. With their combined fleet, they would stand together, united against all odds. The battle loomed before them, and as they flew toward the enemy ships, Adams knew they would not back down. They were warriors, and together they would fight for their survival, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The galaxy was about to witness the power of a united force, humanity and Zinthari fighting side by side. The sky darkened as the human and Zinthari fleet approached the enemy ships. Captain Adams felt the tension in the air, a mix of fear and excitement. This battle would determine their fate. Remember your training, he shouted, rallying his crew. We are united and we will fight together. As they neared the enemy formation, Adams could see the ships clearly. They were large and intimidating, with menacing weapons pointed directly at them. This is it, he thought. We need to make the right choices now. Knox, standing beside Adams in the command center, observed the enemy's movements. They seem to be underestimating us, he said, a determined look in his eyes. We can use that to our advantage. Adams nodded. Let's spread our ships out and create confusion. If we can make them think we're disorganized, we can strike when they least expect it. He quickly relayed his plan to the fleet, and everyone sprang into action. The ships scattered, darting in different directions. The enemy, seeing what appeared to be chaos, hesitated. Adams seized the moment. Now! Attack from all sides! He commanded. The Zinthari and humans fired their weapons in unison, sending a barrage of energy blasts toward the enemy. The enemy ships responded, returning fire with their own powerful weapons. Explosions lit up the sky, a dazzling display of light and sound. In the heat of battle, Adams noticed that their strategy was working. The enemy was confused, struggling to respond to the rapid changes in tactics. Keep pushing forward, he yelled. Let's not give them a chance to regroup. But as they pressed the attack, Adams felt a pang of uncertainty. He knew they could win, but he also understood that every choice they made had consequences. We have to be careful not to push too far, he reminded himself. Suddenly, a communication alert blinked on the screen. It was Zira, her voice filled with urgency. "Captain, we have a problem! A large enemy ship is breaking through our lines." Adam's heart raced. "What kind of ship?" he asked, his mind racing with possibilities. "It's one of their command ships," Zira replied. "If it reaches our base, it could cause serious damage. Then we need to divert our forces," Adam said, already formulating a plan. "We can't let that ship through. Knox, gather a team of our fastest ships and intercept it. We need to slow it down." Knox nodded, determination etched on his face. "I'll lead the charge." "We can't let them take our home!" As Knox and his team moved to intercept the enemy ship, Adams felt the pressure of leadership weighing heavily on him. He was proud of his crew, but doubt crept in. Am I making the right choices, he wondered. The battle raged on, and the noise was deafening. Adams focused on the enemy ship, watching as Knox and his team engaged it. The enemy fire was fierce, and Adams saw one of their ships take a direct hit, spiraling out of control. "Come on, Knox!" Adams shouted, willing his ally to succeed. "You can do this!" The Zinthari fought bravely, maneuvering their ships with skill. Adams felt a surge of hope as they began to flank the command ship, finding gaps in its defenses. But just as victory seemed near, the enemy activated a powerful weapon. A bright beam shot from the command ship, slicing through the darkness. Adams realized the beam was aimed at their main base. "We have to stop that weapon!" he cried. "Everyone focus fire on that ship!" As the crew rallied to Adams's command, he could see their determination shining through. They fired everything they had, energy blasts lighting up the sky. The enemy ship shook under the assault, but it was still firing. Adams had to make a choice. Should he send more ships to help Knox, or focus all fire on the command ship? If they didn't stop that weapon, it could destroy everything they had fought for. But if they spread themselves too thin, they might lose both fronts. Time felt like it was running out. He took a deep breath and made his decision. "All ships, concentrate fire on the command ship. Knox, hold your position. We're coming to help." With that choice made, Adams felt a renewed sense of purpose. They would either win together or fall together, but they would not falter. As the combined firepower from the humans and Zinthari surged toward the command ship, Adams felt a flicker of hope. They were fighting for their homes, their families, and each other. As the battle raged on, it became clear that the outcome would depend on their choices and unity. Would they succeed in driving back their enemies and reclaiming their destiny? The answer hung in the balance, ready to unfold in the chaos of war. The battle had been fierce, and the sky was filled with smoke and debris from the destruction that had taken place. Captain Adams stood on the command deck of his ship, gazing out at the wreckage of the enemy fleet. The once mighty ships lay scattered across the stars, remnants of their failed invasion. Relief washed over him, mixed with disbelief. They had done it. They had won. "Captain!" Knox called, breaking Adams from his thoughts. The Zinthari approached, his eyes filled with excitement. "We have reports coming in from the fleet." "The enemy is retreating!" Adams turned to the view screen. It displayed the enemy ships scattering, their formation breaking apart as they fled into the void of space. "They didn't expect us to fight back like this," he said, a smile spreading across his face. "They thought they could easily defeat us." Zira joined them, her face bright with triumph. "The Zinthari have sent a message to all our people. They are celebrating our victory. This is a day we will never forget." Adams felt a sense of pride swell in his chest. This victory was not just for humans or Zinthari. It was for everyone who had stood against oppression and fought for their freedom. "We did this together," he said, looking at both his friends. "And we must continue to stand together." As the excitement of victory filled the command deck, the crew worked tirelessly to assess the damage and regroup. Adams felt a sense of urgency. They needed to prepare for what came next. He gathered his team, humans and Zinthari alike. "Everyone, listen up!" he shouted. "This victory is just the beginning. We must strengthen our alliance and prepare for any future threats." The room grew quiet, each person aware of the weight of his words. "We cannot let our guard down. The galaxy is vast, and there will always be those who wish to conquer. We need to be ready." Knox stepped forward, his voice firm. "The Zinthari will support you. We must share our technologies and training. Together we can create a united front that no enemy can breach." Zira nodded, enthusiasm lighting her features. "And we can help our people understand the importance of this alliance." We must ensure that everyone knows we are stronger together. Adams felt a spark of hope. They had faced tremendous odds and emerged victorious. If they continued to work together, there was no limit to what they could achieve. Let's begin preparations, he said. We will establish joint training programs and technology exchanges. We will learn from each other and grow stronger. As the crew set to work, Adams stepped outside onto the observation deck. He looked out at the vastness of space, filled with stars and possibilities. They had taken their first steps toward a brighter future. He felt grateful for the friendships formed during the battle and the unity forged in the heat of war. Days passed, and the once bustling command center transformed into a hub of cooperation. Humans and Zinthari worked side by side, sharing knowledge and ideas. They repaired the ships and created plans for future defenses. Adams often found himself in discussions with Nox and Zira, brainstorming ways to strengthen their alliance further. One day, as they gathered to discuss their progress, Zira spoke up. We should consider reaching out to other species. There are others in this galaxy who may want to join our cause. We should extend our hand in friendship, not just in war. Adams nodded, impressed by her vision. You're right. We need to build a coalition, a network of allies who share our values. Together, we can protect our homes and promote peace. The three friends set to work on a plan to reach out to other civilizations. They crafted messages inviting them to join in their efforts for cooperation and mutual defense. The response was overwhelming. Many species had been watching from afar, inspired by their bravery. Soon, delegations from various planets began to arrive. Adams felt a mix of excitement and nervousness as they prepared to meet the new allies. He stood before the gathered representatives, feeling the weight of their expectations. Today marks a new beginning, he said, addressing the crowd. We stand together as one, united against tyranny and oppression. Together, we will forge a future filled with hope and friendship. As cheers erupted from the crowd, Adams looked at Nox and Zira, their faces glowing with pride. They had built something incredible from the ashes of war. This new coalition promised not only safety, but a chance for true understanding between different races. They would share their cultures and grow together, building a brighter future for all. With the stars twinkling above them, Adams felt a renewed sense of purpose. The fight was not over, but they had proven that when united, they could overcome any challenge. Together, they would continue to stand strong, ready to face whatever the galaxy had in store for them. And as the new dawn broke over the horizon, Adams knew this was just the beginning of a magnificent journey for humanity and their newfound allies.